Louie C. the Mayor checking in. What is going on, my people? Man, another beautiful, outstanding, wonderful day in paradise. We getting close to that weekend. We kicking off right now. Shout out to FloridaKeysEnergy.com. Lawyers for all accidents in the Keys. If you have an accident, a moped, car, bicycle, or God forbid on that big ocean, go to FloridaKeysEnergy.com. Locals taking care of locals. 302 Southern Street. Them boys definitely will get you taken care of, no doubt. Also, Dr. B is going to be on the show Friday. Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon in Key Largo. AUC 89. Finally, some affordable health care for the people in the Keys. It's really rough out here, so we made it affordable to everybody to have some health care. And I got to tell you, man, I've been looking for some Cuban food for about 20 years, brand new. Finally found it. Have you found paradise? 124 Duval Street. I got lost the first time, a couple times, but when I found it, man, I was happy as pie. So we're going to get it in right now. Make sure you hit the notification button right over here. Woo! And for those of y'all watching worldwide on YouTube, hit the subscribe button right over here. Woo! We're going to make it happen. And right about now, this man drove all the way from Alamorada. He's a trooper, Mr. Mike Forster. I didn't realize he was the mayor of Alamorada. Welcome, Mr. Mayor. How is everything going? How you doing? And how was the drive?
Well, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I love the southernmost area. It's always a great drive. Things are going as well as can be expected. It's a beautiful drive. I love going over those bridges, seeing that beautiful water. And I got to do prayers to the people of Louisiana. And thank God we didn't get that, but prayers to them.
Yes.
And we're blessed for that not to hit us, but all the best to them.
No doubt. I mean, it's serious. We know we dodge hurricanes all the time. Thank God we finally caught a break this year. I like to say we're the best people equipped living to handle a hurricane. We got you back in Hurricane Irma in 9 days, so that's incredible. So right now we're going to go worldwide. So I want you to give the people a little introduction about yourself and what you've been up to and how did you get down here in the good old Conch Republic.
Yeah. So I've been a resident of Monroe County for 32 years. So I started off in Key Largo. I live in Tavernier right now. I've been involved in politics since 2003 in Alamorada. I've been a councilman and I've been two-time mayor, two-time vice mayor. Don't ask me why, but I have a passion to serve. I love serving the people. And so I term out with Alamorada this coming November, and I decided to commit myself to countywide office. And I'm looking to I don't consider those bridges, I consider those arteries, and that's how our heart beats, is one on after the other, and we're better together, and we take care of each other.
The Keys is a special place, and we're fortunate to live down here, and we got to keep that vibe of the one human family. That's what we do down here in Key West. But thank you so much for being on the program. So over here on the program, we keep it what we call blood raw. That means we get to the meats and potatoes of what's going on. Tangela Edwards checking in. I see you've got any questions for Mr. Forster. This would be the time. Come on in. We're going to answer any question you guys got. So let's get to the meats and potatoes. Why are restaurants and bars hours still limited?
Well, they're limited because everybody's still afraid of the spread of COVID, and that's something that hopefully we're going to see some resolution coming sooner than later. Our case numbers have dropped, as you talked about, meeting with Dr. Barris. They've dropped. Our hospitalizations are down to 1 for like the last 5 days. So things are looking better to start relaxing some of the critical benchmarks like the restaurants and the bars and look, they even have a plan now with the school board to start phasing in school. So if they can start phasing in school, we need to start phasing in some other parts of our lives as well.
I heard the Miami Dolphins phased in, 13,000 phased in. They're going to allow 13,000 fans in the stadium. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. And I think that, with them doing that, Mayor Menez had no option but to open up the restaurants there because they've had no seating since COVID started. They had it for like a week and then they had to stop it because they had a big spread. Gotcha. But since they did that, now they're starting on Monday, they're going to 50%. And that will allow us to raise our levels as well, because now Miami has some of their amenities back open again, which they didn't before.
Absolutely fabulous. Shout out to all the people tuning in from Alamorada. And speaking about Alamorada, I just learned that you are independent from the county and you don't have limited hours in Alamorada. Can you explain that a little bit? Because I didn't even know that that was set up in a county like that where you guys are basically independent. Can you break that down, how that works?
Well, each area, each incorporated area has their own guidelines. The one thing that we can do is we can make it more restrictive or follow the emergency management guidelines, or sometimes if we don't feel like they're in our best interest, we'll try to hammer those out with the 5-person executive emergency management team, and sometimes that creates a little change in discord. Right. But I do believe there needs to be some more seats at the table for those major decisions, and that's something that I would promote if elected to county commission.
Okay.
But we are following the guidelines, but we're looking for change to increase those guidelines right now.
Gotcha. Okay, and let's talk a little bit about that, because right now in the emergency management, right, there's only 5 seats at the table.
That's correct.
And they're all county seats.
That's correct, except for the sheriff's independent.
Okay. So what you're saying is everybody should have a seat at the table, including Key West, Alamorada, and different incorporated places, so possibly up to 10 people at the table.
That's correct.
And I think this is where the problem's been all along, because voices are not being heard from everybody, and 5 people are deciding for everybody, and I think this is where the problems are. I can't believe that we have this. I wasn't aware that this would what it was. But yet again, we never had a pandemic before.
well, that, and also when this emergency management emergency team was put together, I think that was before incorporation, not Key West per se, but Layton and Key Colony and Marathon and Alamorada.
Gotcha.
So I think it's now time to revisit that and at least get all those people represented at the table when these decisions are made. They might not have the deciding vote, but at least their voice is heard.
Yes. And where I come from and how it should be, I believe, is a majority rule. And, when you have people in the table, you have to agree to disagree.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, everybody could give their opinion and go from there. Because I'll be honest with you, I feel that if it wasn't for the governor, we still would be shut down at US 1. We got shut down on March 17th. And I think we still would have been shut down, and there would have been no point to come to the Keys because there would have been nothing here, because we're hurt very bad, especially in the service industry. Yeah. Let me ask you this. Why should people vote for you? And to prelude to that, tell people exactly what you're running for, what seat you're running for, so like that everybody could get the information here.
Sure. So I'm running for County Commission District 5, which is the Key Largo district, but I really consider it the Upper Keys district because the Upper Keys were really one. The reason why I think that people should vote for me is if you think about the makeup of the county commission, and I do have some friends on that county commission, but I'd be the only one that has really a small business and a small business operator. I have over 30 employees. I deal with housing issues every day. I deal with healthcare every day, and making sure that my staff's taken care of. I got the PPV. I gave it to my employees. I got the SBA loans, and I don't think anybody else on that board can say they did the same thing. So I give you that boots on the ground kind of person on the commission. But I feel like we have a lot of similarities and we have a lot of differences, and we also need to celebrate those differences, in an honorable way.
Gotcha. For those of y'all coming on in, Mike Forster, the mayor of Alamorada, in the building right now. He's running for District 5 County Commission seat. All questions throughout the Keys, come on in and ask them, because there's a lot of information that I didn't even know that I'm learning today, so it's real serious right now. How are service industry people doing in Alamorada?
So, on the whole, I guess we're just blessed to be open. I went 90 days without being open at all. So we're blessed to be open. We were busy until this week, but busy, that's at 50%. Right. And so that doesn't give you the savings for the off season like we used to have. And right. Then we also have this new debt service by having SBA loans, and now we work for the federal government, which we didn't before. Well, we did with IRMA. So after we've just paid off our debt with IRMA with our business loans, now we have debt service with COVID. So we're doing the best that we can. We're hanging in there. We're following all the protocols. Our numbers are dropping. So as they drop, we need to start thinking about the future of how we open back up to where everybody can pay their bills and survive.
Absolutely. And what a lot of people don't understand is, number one, let's be clear, there's a lot of people who have not missed a check at all. Matter of fact, they got extra money with the stimulus, and also some people have got overtime. Then there's people who haven't worked since March 17, very limited. And a lot of people that don't come from the restaurant bar side don't understand that you cannot be profitable at 50%, because it's very tough to be profitable at 50%.
Very tough.
So all you're doing is staying afloat, and I don't know how long this could sustain. And in my opinion, this is just me speaking, what's going on with these hours is an injustice, because we were talking about an uptick with the lobster season. Well, guess what? We're not hot like Miami-Dade or Broward. We're not lukewarm. We're cold as ice right now, and we didn't have an uptick after the lobster season. And here we are with the lobster season last for 2 days, and we're over 2 months here. So this got to come to an end. And that's why I've launched this, outvote Heather, 305-289-6000. You need to go call the deciding vote, David Rice, and just share your story with that man, because he will be the deciding vote. A lot of people don't understand that even if you're a mayor, you get one vote in America, and planets above and beyond the majority rule. And on that commission side, we need 3 votes. We got 2 for sure right now. So I just don't know how long this could happen, especially down here, losing all the festivals and everything that we lost. I mean, it's been a bad year all across the board.
Yeah, and I can tell you that one thing that we have agreed upon on our mayor's calls is that we're different. Upper, middle, and lower keys, we're different. We're similar in 80% of how life goes on, but we're different in 20% of the ways. And the upper keys, we get a lot of day trippers, and that causes a lot of consternation about COVID, and that's why there was a checkpoint for a while. But now they're relaxing some of their restrictions, and we have to follow suit as well. So one size doesn't fit all on all of our islands. But again, I say celebrate those differences, not alienate ourselves from them. We need to hold hands together and walk together.
Called One Human Family. So I got my man Red Tater in the building checking in. So can you see that question right there?
I see.
So you want to read that there? That's for you.
Can I get yours for FEMA for the emergency management and disasters ahead of time? So
you can read it out loud too, so the people.
Okay. How do we get on the ear of the feds, FEMA, and others? Emergency management and disasters ahead of time, so the level of response is agreed and automatic when we need them. It seems we're always playing catch up. That's a really good question, and I wish they would be more in communication with us. And it seems like we're always fighting with them. They're always adversarial with the feds and like FDOT and things. It's like, why can't we work together? We have the same mission, the same goal. So I'd love for them to be more proactive and less reactive. But that's just the culture of a bureaucracy, and hopefully we can change that.
Absolutely.
I'm not giving up.
Absolutely. We're gonna keep at it. Please hit the notifications right here. Boop. And those of y'all watching worldwide on the YouTube, please subscribe to my channel right over here. Hit the subscribe button. Woo! And we're gonna make things happen. I got Mike Forster, for those of y'all just coming in the program. Any questions on what's going on, he gonna let it be known. And this gentleman is the mayor of Alamorada, running for District 5. So quick question, Big Mike.
Yes, sir.
Do you have a good relationship with the good old Monroe County Sheriff's Department?
I do. I love our civil servants, and that relationship is about partnering. And I'm definitely a partner with them. They're a partner with me. And same thing with our firefighters and all of our civil servants. There's not enough I can do for them that they do for us every single day. Gotcha. So, I love our civil servants. Okay,
and I'll go one above and beyond. I believe Sheriff Ramsey is the #1 sheriff in America and in planets above and beyond. That man is on point, and we are very blessed to have him. Also with Chief Brandenburg, doing the best you can. It's a tough year, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
it's happening. It's really...
And they are great guys, and I couldn't think of better partners to have than both those guys. and I can tell you that Sheriff Ramsey is a close confidant and friend of mine, and somebody who I trust with everything I got, and he's done a great job for our county, and he's the man.
You know this gentleman right here?
Um,
Christopher Valdez.
no, I don't.
So that's my classmate. He's a VP at the Key West High School.
Oh, yeah?
He just got brought back, 30 years in the game. So I'm glad you're watching.
How you doing, sir?
If you got any questions for this man, he'll be glad to answer them. Not a problem. We get to the meats and potatoes around here. Let me see. You know this character here?
Donnie's my man. Donnie, you're my man.
Burials,
Let me tell you about
right?
it. You're my man. So Donnie is I'd say one of my top supporters, and he was with me when we're doing the feedings all Monroe County, and there wasn't an event that he missed. And I tell you what, without Donnie, I don't know if it would go well. And Jonathan Crane, same thing, and great supporter, and Jim Crane, and they're just great people, and I love being able to partner with them countywide.
Well, I know this character, Donnie, since he was a kid.
Really?
He's a character, funny individual, but he's dedicated his life and done an incredible job out there as a first responder. I know he's with the sheriff now, and you don't know about this. We had to put this man in the press box for the Conch baseball, and he's actually a natural as an MC.
Really?
We miss him. I hope he could come out there because, some people just have it in his blood, so he did an outstanding job. So, Donnie, thank you so much for tuning in. Shout out to Ramona's. If you see this mask right here, it's because of Ramona Creations. You can order that online.
Thank you, Donnie.
We got Big Crane. Crane
Yeah,
came
man.
in tight. I had Michelle Codiron on the program.
Yeah.
Crane came on in.
Yeah.
All love out there. How about this character right
I
here?
love Clayton Lopez.
Clayton Lopez. I support Clayton Lopez 1,000,000%. Clayton, we're going to make it happen. Donnie Burial says, holler.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, he does. Thank you, John. Anybody got any questions? This will be the time to make it happen. Mr. Mike, I heard that they talking about putting a toll on US 1.
Well, that conversation's been going on for over a decade now, and I took Heather took it on first 10 years ago, and I took up the charge 4 years ago, and so we're looking at sea level rise, and we're looking at takings cases in 2023, and we're looking at putting the onus on the taxpayers of Monroe County. I think we've already been taxed when we did the $1 billion sewer system. And so I think it's time that we share that expense with people that are enjoying our area, and not to deter them from coming. But look, I come to Key West, and not except for your nice, beautiful parking lot, I usually pay a parking fee here.
Very expensive.
And I don't go back to that parking meter and say, oh, I can't believe I paid $17 for that. You know what? I had the best time of my life. It was worth every minute of it. So I'm talking about a minimal toll, but it has to be earmarked for projects that don't come out of the pockets of our taxpayers, because we're already burdened with the high cost of living and the high cost of insurance, and so that's what I'm looking for. But my idea, and to bring that forward to the commission, if I'm so selected, is taxpayers are no charge. Maybe they are charged maybe a $20 fee, administrative fee for that transponder every year, but really the costs are free. I don't think employees should pay. I think the employees should get the transponders, and the buses that come in with the help from the mainland, they shouldn't pay either. So it's a cost recovery thing that we need some help. Instead of putting our hand out to the federal government and getting slapped, or the state and getting slapped, here's a way to fund ourselves and help ourselves with very little action.
For me, it's simple. I already pay a toll because I go through Carson Road. I love Carson Road. I would give a damn if it's longer and all that. I like the scenic view, so I already pay a toll. Yeah. The only thing, and I'm new to this, I just started working on this with the toll and getting information, so I don't know all the information. But I personally, right now, off the top of my head, don't have a problem with it. I would like to see whatever portion that you guys could earmark for youth. Any type of, that you could do, whatever you could give, because I don't think we have enough stuff for youth. So if you take that into consideration, I'll be very, very happy camper, because I don't think we could have enough stuff for you.
I'm with you there, and as a sidebar, I'm on the board of United Way, and it's all about kids for me. Gotcha. That's where it starts.
Gotcha.
It's better than them going to domestic abuse shelter, better than them going to homeless shelter. Right. We got to start when they're young.
Yes, and that's why we had Mindy Kahn out here yesterday, and like I always said, teachers should be the highest paid profession in the world, and planets above and beyond, because they do it for the passion and for the love of kids. It's not for a salary. So I'm glad that the governor allocated $500 million for teachers.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to figure out with Madam Superintendent, how do we raise coaches' pay, because they've been stuck for a while, and we make about 4 cents an hour, and it's tough. And once again, it's for kids. But very informative today on the program. It's all love right now. Anybody got a question? Steve, I see you. Steve coming in all the way live from New York City. Jonathan Crane says, vote Clayton Lopez. Not a time for change, Key West. Well, Clayton's got one more term. Yeah. I like to see him come back. He knows the landscape of what's going on, and I think we need him more than ever now. Yeah,
I'm a fan of Clayton. I got to tell you that for your people. I'm a fan of Clayton. I've known Clayton for a while, and we definitely have one passion, interest together, and that's the Bahama Village Music Program. It's my #1 pet project that I love, and I can't do enough for them, and I just think it's the greatest thing in the world.
Absolutely. And this came up the other day with Tony Giannis, The World According to Fats, on Tuesday. So I want you, this is Red Tater, if you want to read that one and tell me what you think there.
Okay, so speaking to our Congresswoman now, no, we don't forfeit.
Let me ask.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So if the toll goes up, do we forfeit federal monies for roads, grounds, and bridges, or any other federal funds? So that's still to be determined. But coming out of the mouth of our Congresswoman is that they don't have any skin in the game at this point. So that needs to be to be talked about and see if there are unintended consequences of doing a toll. But so far, they're saying the state has the final say so. So my biggest thing is it's an extra funding source to FDOT. So they're going to be the ones that are going to say, well, we get all the money. So if they say they get all the money, I'd like to know where all that money is going to go. But if they say they want all the money, I don't know if I'll still be for it. I think it needs to go back to the sea level rise projects that are coming out of taxpayers' pockets. So I got to fight for that. And I got to fight for any additional taxes going to our constituents.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're still doing the research. I mean, that's a good question. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of people come on social media don't have facts. You could argue opinions, but you can't argue facts. So let's get all the information out there, and then we'll go from there. Very simple. Right. Big Mike, how important is it for the county and the city to get on the same page?
It's really important. I mean, it's funny that every year we go to Tallahassee and we have these elevator speeches, and we walk hand in hand when we are asking for money for projects, but then somehow when we come home, we seem to be broken up and splintered a little bit. And I think we just need to bring that back together. And I think that since Kate came from an incorporated area, and Michelle came from an incorporated area, and if I'm honored to be elected, I come from an incorporated area, that I think will bridge those gaps and bring everybody closer together where everybody gets theirs, okay? That we know how to talk to each other, we know the needs of each different area, and we all support each area. And I think that's very important, that we're one united, like you said. We're one human family, man. We just got to move that forward, not just as a slogan, but as people.
Well, it sounds like we're on Operation 10 to a table. That's the new one, Operation 10 to the table. Because I'm going to tell you all this, blood raw, I don't ever want to see Higgs open and the city closed. I wouldn't give a damn how y'all do it. We got to work that out, because that's incredible. This is not Miami where you got to go 18 miles for jurisdiction. This is right next to each other. This is a travesty. Right. So I believe what this gentleman is saying, to 10 people to the table, that'll get resolved, because like that, everybody have a voice, at the table, and that can't happen because either the city law enforcement will be overburdened or the county will. So it doesn't make sense for the whole key. We're going to be one human family. Right. Like damn sure let's start acting like one human family. Yeah, I'll take this one from Georgie Valdez. Did you see the news today? Not yet, Georgie. Because of the cruise ship not coming here, Hemingway House, just laid off 30 employees starting tomorrow. What are your thoughts on that? Okay, I'll go first, and then I'll let you speak on that. My thoughts is that if we continue to limit these hours, you go ahead and start packing your stuff right now and get out of Key West, because we're on the verge of bankruptcy on Duval Street. This is an injustice. What's going on, and laid off 30 people. If this keep going, we'll lay off 130 people. So that's what I'm saying. In 1918, we had a pandemic that lasted 4 years. If anybody think that we're going to have a vaccine that's going to be out an hour from now with this man and me finished, this is absolutely a fantasy land. It's not going to happen. But when I'm asking you ask a question, I'm going to ask you a question. have you call 305-289-6000 and talk to the deciding vote, Dave Rice, and get that man's opinion on what's going on. Tell him about you. You drive a cab out there. It's hard to pay rent. Tell this man your story, because he's the one. Forget about the mayor, Heather. Forget about all them people we lost, and we need 3 votes. He's the deciding vote. I'll let you answer this. So I guess you know the Hemingway.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I was there a couple weeks ago, and I spoke to the staff, and I know I think the GM is not there anymore either. I don't want to get involved too much in incorporated area Key West, because that's up to the people of Key West.
Correct.
And that's why they incorporated, because they wanted their own rule. And but I can tell you, as an outsider looking in, it's hurting everybody. And I mean, the Hemingway House is so much history and so much tradition, and I just hate to see that to where they have to lay off 30 people. They can't have a huge staff to begin with, but 30 people seems like the whole nucleus.
Yeah,
and it's terrible. So I hope they in November 3rd on these referendums, they find some magic in the middle, some happy ground, and see their way through this, because everybody's hurt and they're suffering.
Right, and like I said, we got to get people back to work. And I'm not saying open things wide open. Look, the Dolphins ain't open wide open with 70,000 people. They let 13,000. So if the Dolphins can do it, I believe we can make it happen. Walt Disney figured out a way to do it. They don't got a lot of people down there. Right. The most important thing what people feel to realize is that you don't have to go anywhere you don't like. Nobody puts a gun to your head. You don't have to go anywhere. It's still up to the individual. Right. So what we say around here, Big Mike, is please be part of the solution. Don't add to the goddamn problem.
There you go. And and everything should be data related, not political related.
Absolutely.
And that's what's happened.
Yes.
Because everything's political. It's either one side or the other. And it shouldn't be that way. It should be what the best medical practices are, and let's follow those. But let's open up, because we're all spreaders at this point now, right? And we have to live with it until they come up with the immunization for it.
Right. Like we was talking about off camera. Advanced Urgent Care Key West Marathon in Key Largo, we had a new protocol. It's very simple. If you show the symptoms of COVID-19, they do not even wait for the test to come back. They put you on ivermectin. We have been 99.9% solid with over, I think, 12 cases now that people have been feeling very bad, like extremely. They're on their way to the hospital, like to the tail end of really having some serious to being back to normal in less than 48 hours. So this is absolutely fabulous. Thank you, Dr. Burrows. Big Mike, tell me about your volunteer efforts, your work that you did and are doing for the COVID-19.
So when the governor's orders came in and said all restaurants and bars are closed, and you can do takeout or delivery, that didn't really fit my model for success. So just like I did for Irma, I decided, I'm going to feed the people. That's what I'm going to do. It's the best thing that I can do to help the people who are in need. So I started feeding people outside my restaurant, and next thing you know, money started rolling in. So I formed a 501c3, a nonprofit organization that it's called Mangrove Endeavors Paying Forward. And so I started that. Next thing you know, friends helped out. I got Tyson Food gave me 10,000 pounds of protein, and then Cargill that supplies all the food for the cruise ships gave me 10,000 pounds of protein. So I said, you know what, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than Mangrove Mike's in my little restaurant. So I went ahead and said, we're going to do feedings from the northernmost to the southernmost. So we had feedings in Key Largo, we had feedings in Alamorado, we had feedings in Marathon at Brutus. We had feedings in Geiger Key, we had feedings in Stock Island and Bahama Village. And I have to tell you, Bahama Village was a great thing for all of us. It really brought togetherness and sense of community, and Donnie was a big part of that, and so was the sheriff, and so was the chief. The chief had so many people there working, but so we averaged doing 1,900 hot meals a day.
Wow. And
we ended up doing 68,000 hot meals. And we also did that produce to the USDA produce to families. So we did 20-pound box produce, and we did 18,000 boxes. We distributed those. So that's what we did during the slow time, and we tried to get back to our community. But it was amazing to be able to raise over $200,000 in 7 weeks, and then $200,000 in product as well. So close to $500,000, because people saw us that we're doing the right thing. It wasn't, like, well, I wonder what's going to happen with this money. So that's why we made sure that we put it on Facebook and we put it in social media, so people can see that the money's going to some good use here, and the relationships that I made with like Donnie Barris. I mean, amazing. And Chief Sean. I mean, I knew Chief Sean, but not that well, but working side by side with him and Greg Velez, you know, it's amazing. The bonds and relationships that we made that, you know, I'll always remember.
Well, we was talking about the Spotswood family.
Yep.
And Bill Spotswood is one of my mentors, and he's got a saying back in the day called "Feed the Ducks," is exactly what you described. Mm-hmm. And as a friend of the program for the Key West High School, what I like to do, sometimes we have trials and tribulations with, let's say, Marathon High got something going on, athletic related, that's a problem. So what I've done is I don't want people going to the state and complaining about foolishness. I want people to talk to each other and resolve this. Is too small a town and the county to be having foolishness going on. And back to the operation, 10 people at the table. I think this will resolve the thing here where people can voice their opinions. You don't have to agree on everything, but you do have to learn how to agree to disagree and be respectful, and then come up with the best solution for the people, by the people. This is how we live. But it's very impressive that you come from Islamorada, which, you know, it's a far ride. It's not as bad as traveling in the middle of 5 o'clock rush hour in Miami trying to get in that traffic, but it's still a little ride. And we could reach out to you. You know, like for example, let's be clear, we could have something going on in the city, but the county supersede. For example, the time that we have the regulations now for the restaurant and bars, and we need to be able to call on people like you and at least have a seat at the table, right, in my opinion. Right. So I'm gonna let you take that one. That boy Jonathan Crane is hot.
All right.
What do you say?
So home rule, he knows. He knows. I'm a big advocate of home rule. Home rule means we're able to make some decisions that really affect us in Monroe County, and rules they make in Tallahassee don't apply to everybody. You just can't make a general rule that applies to all the counties in the state of Florida. So I want to protect home rule, and that goes along with vacation rentals too, and different things that, you know, Florida Bay and lobstering and different things that affect us that we need to have a say-so, because we're the boots on the ground here. We know best what's best for us. Absolutely. Now, there are some things that they have to do, but other things, we need home rule to decide what's best for our future, because we're the ones who've been here for 30 or 40 years, not some 2-year senator or House rep that really doesn't even know what the Florida Keys are all about. So we have to educate them every year, these new people, every year, about what our problems are, like, you know, we're the area of critical concern. They don't even know what that means. Right. So we have to educate them. Right. So home rule is very important. And thanks for asking that. Yeah. And I also remind these people that, you know, we're different than anywhere else in the world. We got one way in and one way out, and we still could escort people out of the county line, like old school. Thank you for that question, Jonathan. Georgie Valdez says he has called. But this affects the county also. People work in the city but live outside of Key West, so it's something you should look at. Yes, sir. I mean, you know, obviously Stock Island's the suburbs of Key West, so I get what you're saying, and I'm not going to take that lightly, and I'll definitely follow up on you, sir. Okay, I'm gonna let you take this, my man. Red Tater, Mike, you could take that one. You're the man, Mike. Feeding the people during pandemic is true leadership. God bless you. Please use the talent in a governmental role and get folks back to work and feed themselves and put 501c3s out of business. Hey, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. You know, one thing that's great about our community is that we rally for each other and we help each other out, but wouldn't it be great if we can just help ourselves? And so we need the tools to be able to help ourselves, and that means everybody make that honest living, and that's all we need. We need that opportunity. Gotcha. Okay. So, Big Mike, let's do a Keys roll call. What are some of your favorite places and people? This will be the time, because you riding up and down them Keys. I know I'm going to stop at your place when I head down there. I also got some very heavy hitters around your area. Shout out to DJ Laz from Miami, a gentleman named Pitbull. DJ Laz worked on Power 96. He's a world famous DJ. Right. And Pitbull is, worldwide, Mr. Worldwide. He's got a house down there. So they love the Keys. These are our people. So why don't you give a quick roll call, any shout outs, any places you want to mention? Let's make it happen. Well, I definitely got to give a shout out to my friend Bobby Mangelli with Hogfish and Rusica. Bobby's been a friend of mine for over 20 years and a great supporter of mine. And shout out to the Spotswood family for their support. And I love their hotel brand. And also to Joe Walsh, thank you for your support and all the business you have. We're gonna look after you, sir. And to Richard Topino, thank you for your support and all you do for me. And I want to give that back in spades. So I love up and down the Keys. Every year I do the mangrove snapper spawn and Little Torch Key, and I stay at Palmer's. I did it for 13 straight years. This is the first year I haven't done it, but there's no better place to go to Square Grouper and Boondocks.
Nice.
Shout out to John and Lanning, big supporters of mine.
How about good old people in Marathon?
Oh yeah, man, I love the people of Marathon. Brutus Seafood, I gotta tell you, great partners for me.
Good old Louie Gonzalez.
Louie Gonzalez, my man. He's my main man in Marathon, and so is John Bardis, and so is Mark St. Martin, and who am I missing here? Jeez, I'm missing somebody.
Well, if you got any questions on the show, come on in. We're going to answer all questions. We try to get to all the people. Thank you for all the love. We do the podcast here Monday through Friday, 6:45. And if it wasn't for y'all, we couldn't be on here. So thank you. Like I said, it's all love. And we're going to have the chief coming in next Wednesday. Sean Brandenburg, talking about what's going on. The climate is hot worldwide, and we are here with the One Human Family, which brings me to my next question. Do you want to change the vibe of the Conch Republic?
Absolutely not, man. I love where I live. I love my backyard. I love it, and that's why I stay here, because I just love it. And I have like I said, I have a passion to serve, and I want to serve for the greater good. But I don't want to change things. I want to restore our history. I want to embrace our history. I want to keep our history going. I don't want to change it. Like, everything changes in time. I get that, but I'm a freak on keeping the history of the Keys. I am a freak of that, and that shows in my restaurant. Like, I collect memorabilia of things gone in the older days, especially the fishing community. But it's all about history for me, and keeping things the way they are. And sure, we can do some new landscaping and brighten up the roads and put some new asphalt and things like that down. But as far as our culture goes, man, this is what we're based on. We're a water-based economy with a water-based lifestyle, and that's what it's all about.
And we welcome everybody. That's why I keep saying One Human Family. And a lot of you watching came in to the Keys because you like what the Keys had to offer. So now that you're comfortable here, please don't try to change the makeup of how we got here. Just work with us. I mean, change has happened. This is not back in the day when you drive your bicycle on Duval and hit a dog because it's so quiet. It's a whole different animal. Down here we live and die by tourism. So please work together once again and just come up with ideas. We have to work as one, because if not, we're not going to get anything done. I would love to stay, but 92.7 old school right now. Peace out. So that man is talking about our radio show. Is going to kick off right now. WOW 92.7. We kick off at 7, going all the way to 9. Make sure you tune in worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. We got the freestyle mix with my man DJ Slice out of Philadelphia. We got that boy DOS out of New York City. We got CO Episcopal 305 Dade County. We going in. We on right now. So all love. Let me see. Red Tater. Keys History Freak is my new favorite catchphrase. Look, you just came with a catchphrase. All love. Thank you, FloridaKeysNG.com. Lawyer for all accidents in the Keys. If you have an accident in a car, moped, bicycle, or God forbid on that ocean, go to FloridaKeysNG.com. Locals take care of locals, 302 Southern Street. Advanced Urgent Care, Key West Marathon in Key Largo, AUC 89. Dr. Burrows will be on the show Friday night. And man, after a long show, I got to hit that paradise. Have you found paradise? 124 Duval Street. I got lost a couple times. I've been looking for some Cuban food for about 20 years. This is brand new. Go check them out. Big Mike, I don't care what they say about you. You're all right in my book. Thank you for taking the drive. And it looks like we're going to have a friend in Alamorada, and you can't have enough friends.
Absolutely, man. I look forward to collaborating with you guys, man, and making this a great place like it always has been.
Louie C. the Mayor, go right now, Wild 92.7. We live, baby. Who is Michael Knowles on production?